from the West Coast, it's time for Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Hey, yo.
For over 30 years, and still, your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
You know what? As long as she fights at 135 pounds, I don't care if she's injecting a horse demon into her eyeballs.
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization. And now, live from the Ring Talk Studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history, Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in the city by the bay, San Francisco, California. Yeah, the man was corrected that lofty introduction as my name is Pedro Fernandez. It has been since birth. Straight up, we're talking boxing and mixed martial arts for the next hour, live on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, the Dan Patrick Channel, Channel 211. Of course, there's 1,000 other internet platforms. Bottom line is, if you're listening to Ring Talk Live Worldwide, you could be doing a million other things in the world right now, so I thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to have a fun and exciting hour, of course. The heavyweight champion, the WBC version, on display tonight. I'm talking about Deontay Wilder. Unbeaten, with an asterisk next to it, because, Deontay Wilder licked him like a stamp, beat him up and down, for 10 rounds. Hey, Wilder won 2 rounds. The 2 rounds maybe he knocked him down. He might not have won that 12th round because, Tyson Fury was kicking his butt at the end. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the best, Deontay Wilder won 2 rounds out of 12. Do the math, 10-2. A guy doesn't win or a fight isn't even when a guy wins 10 rounds out of 12 rounds. But they called the fight even. They gave the giant gypsy from the UK, of course, a bad decision. He didn't bitch about it. He didn't cause a riot. His people were ready to go that night. They're ready to throw down. Let me tell you, those Irish gypsies are some wild people. They fight in the street. That's how Tyson Fury came to prominence. He wasn't a boxer per se. He was the king of the gypsies, fighting all these gypsy guys. And of course, then he started boxing. Before you knew it, linear world heavyweight champion, had a cocaine issue. Of course, dropped off the scene for a little while, gained about 150 pounds. Lost some weight, got his act together, came back, had a couple of fights, but that fight with Wilder last year, of course, December 2018, man, that just rock and roll, no doubt about it. He just shook the boxing world up, and the rematch would have been more earth-shaking. But what's going to happen? Wilder's going to fight Dominic Breazeale tonight. Will he survive? We'll talk about that and more with Socrates Palmer after the break. 1-800-878-PLAY. You're tuned to Sports Byline.
Bump City, sitting by the dance floor, checking it out, watching the man with the fast feet. Got the hippest friends and the bad boogaloo, the big old bag of tricks, down to the nightclub.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Attention, this important consumer alert is brought to you by Annuity Action Network. Hey, did you know it's possible to receive upfront money from your monthly settlement payments? It's true. If you receive monthly payments from an annuity or a structured settlement and you need a lump sum immediately, then you need to call Annuity Action Network. With your cash today, you can pay off credit card debt, pay medical bills, fund your education, or improve your home. You don't need to wait. Call the Annuity Action Network now to get your fast cash with no hidden costs. And if you call today, we'll even send you a $100 cash gift card just for verifying your settlement payments and your contact information. If you have a structured settlement or an annuity and you want cash now, call Annuity Action Network right now.
800-514-9170. 800-514-9170. That's 800-514-9170.
Guys, you manscape, right? You know, tidy up below the belt, trim the Yeti.
Every guy knows the tree stands taller when the shrubs are trimmed, and 9 out of 10 women said that they prefer their men manscaped. But you gotta use the right tools for the jewels, or you look like you clear-cut the forest with a machete. And nicks and cuts are the last thing the twins down south need. Pop over to my buds at manscaped.com and check out their Perfect Package 2.0 featuring the lawnmower, which is the perfect tool for below-the-waist grooming. And it's rechargeable and waterproof, so you can use it in the shower. Manscaped invented skin-safe technology that won't nick or snag Mars or Uranus, which hurts like the dickens when Jupiter ascends. Order your Perfect Package 2.0 featuring all the right tools for the jewels and get 20% off plus free shipping and a free travel bag. Pop over to manscaped.com and enter promo code USA for 20% off plus free shipping and a free travel bag. Manscaped.com, promo code USA. That's manscaped.com, promo code USA.
The get-up wasn't just for me as a fighter, and it was a must. I needed to get on the canvas to prove to people that no matter what situation you're going through, no matter where you're at, no matter how hard you're down, you can always get back up and fight back and continue to march forward.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
You're tuned to the mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network, Ring Talk Live worldwide. Check it, the Saturday edition, folks. Saturday and Sunday, of course, live on Sports Byline, 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's 2 p.m. Eastern time. Check the clock, Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, Ring Talk Live worldwide. Now, we take it to the Big Apple and bring in the professor of pugilism. Talk about Mr. Socrates Palmer. Professor, a very good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Pedro. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Julian Williams, big surprise last week in the minds of many. Of course, I think you thought he was the opponent here, but Jared Hurd, maybe not all that he's cracked up to be.
You know, the more you think you know, the more you're proving that you don't know squat. I mean, Julian Williams surprised me. I was very happy for the young man.
Yeah.
Now, was he scheduled as the opponent? Absolutely. Did he perform? No. He really did his thing. He beat the brakes off the champ. You know, I really believe that Mr. Hurd maybe got caught up reading his own press clippings. I think fighting at home, it's not easy to handle success. You know, you come out with a marching band, and it was Julian Williams. Just look at the entrances. Hurd had an outfit that looked like he was an extra from the Avengers, and J-Rock had a T-shirt and some AA trunks. That's it, you know, and that's the way it turned out to be. Now, Hurd picked himself off the canvas and showed heart, but it was a one-sided performance.
One-sided, my mind, no doubt about that. 28-2, take that back, 27-1-1 now is Julian Williams, the kid with Stephen Breadman Edwards in the corner. Did you see Breadman looking like he had just smoked a joint? Not that he smokes weed, but he looked so relaxed before that fight. It was unbelievable. Did you watch it? Did you get the makeup on his face?
You know, you know what? Even the announcers had mentioned how calm his corner was, and you know what? It's like a test. You know, when you study, the test is easy. You know, the hard work is in the gym, and it's like they had the answers for the test. You know, going in, and he performed. You know, that was a great performance by J-Rock, and maybe a coming out party for the Breadman, getting his props as a good trainer.
Jared Hurd, 23-1, Waxy, 2018 PBC Fighter of the Year.
Well,
wait, time out. What was that chuckle there? What was that chuckle about?
You know, I mean, we like to give accolades and put people in the Hall of Fame before their career's over, and I think, and that's in all sports. You know, so it's a lesson to be learned.
Okay, Tony Harrison. Wow, Tony Harrison and Jermell Charlo did a press conference. Man, it was the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, these two guys were like a couple of feet apart from each other. But if there were guns in their hands, they would have shot each other. That's how crazy it was. Did you happen to see that at all?
I did see it. They were nose to nose. You know, it looked like either one of them was going to hit each other or make out with one another. I mean, that's how close it was. There's a lot of tension in there, a lot of bad blood. I think Mr. Charlo's probably feels that he was robbed.
Oh!
Like, somebody went off script. Like, it wasn't supposed to happen to me. I'm the A side. What the hell happened? And, he got some humble pie. And maybe, we'll probably see a Charlo that's hungry. Maybe, he was probably doing his laps in silk pajamas, as the bar line from Fernando Vargas, where he's talking about also the whole. Maybe we'll see a hungry Charlo and reclaim his title.
Jamal Charlo 31-1, of course, losing that fight to Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison 28-2-2. Tony Harrison comes to us from Detroit. Tony Harrison has that unique Detroit attitude. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, enlighten me, sir.
Oh, can't say it on the radio, man. That's just what it is. I was going to ask you. I was putting you on the spot with that one.
I've never been to Motown, so I can't. I'm not going there.
Okay, good enough. I will say this though: this Harrison and Jamal Charlo fight. Do you think Mama Charlo will be ringside for this one?
Well, I mean, she wasn't the best of luck last time, so I'd keep Mama home. Mama's got cable. I'm sure Mama's got a nice crib. She can watch it there.
The Professor Socrates Palmer, of course, talking boxing. This is the Saturday edition of Ring Talk Live worldwide on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, Channel 211, the great Dan Patrick channel, of course, and a plethora of other internet platforms. The bottom line is the Saturday edition goes for an hour at 11 a.m. Pacific Time or 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, the Sunday edition, 2 hours, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Same channels. Bottom line is we do this twice on the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. Now, as far as tonight's fight is concerned, let's talk about that after the break. But I will say this. The boxing world is abuzz right now, and I think it's good. I think that Deontay Wilder, before we get into the depth of the fight, he has lived up to his side of things because he's become a guy I don't like. And that's what you need in boxing. You need a heel, like a good guy and a bad guy, the old school of wrestling. That's sort of cool.
Absolutely. Listen, Deontay Wilder, for as much as Showtime try to shove him down our throats as the American heavyweight, no one cares. Out of the three heavyweight champions, and I got to include Fury, he is the least draw. So you know what? Flip the script. If he wants to be the heel, there's nothing wrong with that. He was talking crazy, talking about wanting to, get paid for killing somebody. It's not the first time a fighter said something similar to that. So whatever works, now you better deliver. You better come through, and obviously I don't mean in the literal sense that he murders Mr. Breazeale or manslaughter, whatever it would be, but for him to show and prove that he's the best.
The great Socrates Palmer, live on Sports Byline and Ring Talk Live worldwide.
Someone to count on in a world of change. Here I am, stop where you stand.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Can't you keep out of trouble?
The theme of the Mod Squad TV show back in the 60s, Peggy Lipton, one of the stars, passed in the last week before. She was one of the it girls of the 1960s. Man, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live worldwide on Sports Byline, on the line from the Big Apple. The professor himself, Socrates Palmer. And Socrates, of course, tonight, the quote, so-called unbeaten WBC heavyweight champion, Deontay Wilder. Could I say, coming off the Tyson Fury fight, in with Dominic Breazeale. What does Dominic Breazeale bring to the dance, Professor?
Well, other than height, not much else. I mean, yeah, I mean... And
that was brutal.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that, like a lot of the modern-day American heavyweights, got into boxing late. He was a ex-college football player. But he was a quarterback, from what I understand. So it's not like he's a former linebacker. So I question how tough he is. I know he was an Olympian, but then again, the U.S. Olympic team hasn't been anything to write home about in a long time. He's got height. You can't teach height. He doesn't have a body like Deontay Wilder. He's thicker. But there's not much else. I just don't think that he's got what it takes to elude Deontay Wilder's big right hand, which I think eventually will put him to sleep. Now, what I will say is this. There's genuine animosity between these two. And, you don't have to be a great fighter to have a great night. We've seen a lot of mediocre guys, do the unthinkable. And maybe this is the night that Dominic Breazeale, all the stars are lined up. And this is the heavyweight division. It doesn't take much, to put somebody to sleep. And maybe Dominic has a chance, but I don't see it.
I remember interviewing Buster Douglas before the Mike Tyson fight, and a couple guys telling me they were in the media. You're wasting your time. What are you wasting your time talking with that guy for? Bam! 40-1 drills Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it doesn't. Would I be shocked? No, I would be pleasantly surprised. I'd be pleasantly surprised if he even goes the distance. I think going the distance would be big, especially for him. I mean, he had the one opportunity against Anthony Joshua, fell short. The Bronze Bomber, for all his shortcomings, the one thing that he does do very well, he knocks people out. Now, he's not, beating elite level fighters in that fashion. The one time he was in against Luis Ortiz, he won. Then again, Luis Ortiz is about 50 years old, and Tyson Fury outboxed him for about 10 out of the 12 rounds. So it's intrigue in the sense that is Breazeale going to be credible when most people think that this is a joke of a mandatory?
In other words, it's a work fight.
Yeah. It's a stay busy fight. It's a mandatory. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that an undeserving contender gets a title shot. But, it's boxing. It is what it is, especially when Wilder's opponents are pretty limited. You can only fight whoever's under that PBC umbrella.
I guess that's the way they want to keep it. Gary Russell Jr. Should I be excited about Gary Russell Jr.? I mean, he's only fought once a year for the past 5 years. Is he something to get excited about, yes or no?
Gary is someone who has not lived up to the expectations. I don't know how much it is his fault or his team around him. I don't know. He must live comfortably because, when he knocked out Gonzalez for the title, that was pretty impressive, and we know his hands are fast. Now, one thing I did like, I saw online, he was calling out fighters. He called out Tank Davis. That's a fight that would give me intrigue. That's two guys with fast hands that could both punch. Gary needs to hurry up. I mean, guys at that weight class get old quick. And how many years does he have as an elite fighter? He's held his title for a while. And hopefully this is a big year for him. He had that one moment in the sun and was outclassed, soup to nuts by Lomachenko, we all remember. And
no shame.
No shame. Absolutely no shame. And he's been calling him out, and obviously that ship has long sailed. So there's some good fights out there for him. You got Kevin Farmer, you got Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez in the mix. I mean, there's good fights that can be made. It's just a matter of putting the pen to the paper, I guess.
Okay, real quick, let's go through tonight's schedule. That is on Showtime. Of course, the Zone's got Ivan Bachin. I've got Bear. How do you pronounce the guy's name? Baranchik?
Works for me.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Thank you. Versus Josh Taylor, Amanda Rodriguez versus Naoya Inoue. That guy's a monster, or he was at lighter weights. Can he kill at 118, this Japanese guy, I mean?
We're going to find out. I mean, sometimes you think, what's the difference between 15 to 18? It's like a happy, but it is, we saw that with our boy Donaire. Donaire was a killer. 112, 115, and then wasn't the same at 118. So let's see what happens. The Zone has a good card. I believe also Billy Joe Saunders is fighting tonight.
Yeah, Billy Joe's going to be on ESPN against a guy by the name of Shefat Asufi. That's for the WBO interim super middleweight title, 168 pounds. I'm not even going to go there, but I will bring up this though. Emmanuel Navarrete. Tell me what you think about Emmanuel.
Woo! He's the real deal. Oh boy, he is a real deal. I don't know the way I see him. He reminds me of Eric Morales. Just the build, but I think he's got better skill. And the way he beat, BF Dogbay twice. He's the real deal. Yeah. He's in good hands. He's the top rank. So I think you're looking at maybe the next superstar of Mexico.
I think I predicted that a couple of fights ago. I just think that the it's all there. And here's what's up. He's got some hot dog in him. Not too many Mexican fighters have hot dog in him, but he has a little hot dog in him, which is really cool. It means you're willing to step on somebody's toe and push them and things like that. In other words, he's willing to push the envelope and be bold, and I like fighters willing to go out there. Of course, Wilder going out there in a different way as the heel. This guy's not the heel, but I think he might be the next Mexican superstar. Of course, Canelo Alvarez cementing that notion a couple of weeks ago, of course, with the win over Danny Jacobs. A fortnight ago, looking back at it now, was it a big event for New York City? Brooklyn. Was Brooklyn really a buzz before the fight? I
have a lot of friends, on Facebook. They were pumped, and their boy laid an egg. Yeah, Brooklyn was counting on Danny. He's a very likable guy. And like most of us, we saw him. I know Danny from the amateurs. He fought a couple of friends of mine. I know Danny a long time, and I think his time is probably past as being a champion at middleweight. He's gonna see how he can do at 68. Maybe things are greener there, but he really laid an egg against Canelo, and no shame. But at the same time, I hear people saying that the fight was close. I don't see it. I really didn't see it. It seems like Canelo kind of allowed Danny in the fight. But every time Canelo fought, he beat him pretty easy. Jacobs, he made Canelo look like Sugar Ray Leonard with that head movement. It was amazing.
Speaking of
slow and old.
Speaking of Ray Charles Leonard, celebrated, I believe, his birthday yesterday or the day before yesterday. I sent him birthday wishes via email and Facebook. one of the greatest fighters of all time, without a doubt. In fact, I bring him up because Roberto Duran, his arch enemy, all that kind of good stuff. Roberto was being honored in L.A. yesterday. His co-manager, former co-manager Hector Martinez, went down and spent some time with him. The first time they had been together in 20 years, so it was reunification of sorts. But, man, Roberto went to the pizza parlors he used to go to in Beverly Hills. It was like old times for Roberto and the gang yesterday, man.
It was really nice to see, Duran and Leonard seem to have a very nice relationship now. And the one thing that boxing has over MMA, or it's going to take way after you and I are gone, we have living legends, and that's something that is envious. I mean, and Ray, being American, he's still in the spotlight with his TV work for the Zone. It's nice to see. And Duran seems to be looking good. His weight, it looks normal. He's not 300 pounds. It looks like he's living a good life. And all the best to Monster Piedra and Sugar Ray.
Watching him and perform at the WBO convention in October 31st, he brought his band. They all got down there at the Hotel Panama in Panama City. But watching him there, and then the night before at the fights, it was, it really brought back memories, and I know him from a lot of different perspectives. So I will admit this: it brought back a tear a bit. Well, a couple moist eye ducts there when I think about the people that are with me then and the people that aren't with me now. Bottom line is, let's talk boxing one more time. I got to ask you, as far as predictions are concerned today, are we talking about Wilder stretching this guy early, or are you thinking this is going to go like some rounds, 12 rounds, under, over? What do you think?
I say within 6 rounds, Brown's Bomber takes care of business.
Wow. Socrates Palmer, of course. Socrates, are you writing anymore? I mean, you still do it. Is Greg Leone doing anything at all as far as his writing?
Yeah, Boxing Talk is still up and running. I've taken some sort of a sabbatical of some sort. But I mean, writing's a great. It's a great outlet. It's probably. What can I say? It's the basis of it's journalism at its finest. Actually, we'll be working on a story that I will be talking about what happened with Chino Maidana. I received some insights. He was attempting a comeback. He thought that he was under a contract that was with Al Heyman, and it turned out it wasn't. Louis de Cubas Jr. is involved, so I'm still researching it, because I'm not trying to get sued. It will be coming out soon. Yeah, I was hit. Somebody schooled me on some stuff, and it like things that happened in 2019 that you think this is like the 40s and the 50s, and the mob was running things, So it's very eye-opening to me.
He leaves us with that riveting moment, folks. The great Socrates Palmer. Socrates, say hello to SM for me. We'll talk real soon.
Thank you, Pedro. All the best.
You are tuned to the mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network, Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Going to switch gears now, of course. Hawaii. The NABF convention, the North American Boxing Federation, of course, Dwayne Ford and everybody else, Presidente, hooking up in Honolulu, Hawaii. The last time they were there, 1990. I was there, writer of the year, NABF writer of the year. I remember flying over there after doing the Seattle Showdown. The Showdown in Seattle we had a fighter on this card. He had a Polish last name, Craig something, Wadowski, something like it. He only had one leg. I kid you not. From the knee down on one leg, it was an artificial limb, and he boxed 12 rounds for the WBA Cruiserweight title. It was an interesting evening, no doubt about that. Tony Tucker, the former World Heavyweight Champion, was part of that card, of course, put on by Harold Smith, and then the great, and I say great, and I mean this not really, Ken Wheeler was the promoter of that event. He gave me a check for $5,000, which I deposited, and it bounced. And when it bounced, it caused a big furor in my house because, like the house payment and everything else went to-do. And I'm in Hawaii, and I'm calling the bank. I'm calling my answering machine, and the bank's leaving these nasty messages for me. Your account's overdrawn, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I have to get my money from Mr. Wheeler. So in order to do so, I have to do some research and call around, this and that. So anyway, I hook up with this hooker. Not me hooking up with this hooker, but I hook up with her on the phone, and she tells me that Wheeler gave her $25,000 for one night. Well, the one night that he gave her $25,000 for was the night that he bounced a check on us. So this Saturday, as our Sunday, as we rode off into the sunset, basically, to fly to Hawaii, the check bounced, and he knew it, okay? So he was giving these hookers $25,000 and $30,000 an evening, this and that, and he was bouncing checks with me. So what did I do? I put the lien on him. Bottom line was I told a couple of friends of mine, that this guy burned me out of $5,000. What am I going to do about it? One guy called him up and scared him on the phone. Scared this lawyer from Seattle. Scared him to the point where he wired me $5,000. So we're going to say sometimes you don't have to threaten people. You just have to have people that sound like they're threatening on the phone get you paid. That's a story you only hear in the world of professional boxing. You are tuned to Ring Talk live worldwide. Next up, we're switching gears and talking MMA, UFC on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
Rick Tittle here. I have to shave. Even though I'm not the hairiest person in the world, I'm basically a Ken doll with headphones on, but I need to shave. What are you going to use that's not going to make hamburger out of your face? The throwaway razor, electric razor, straight razor? I found it in Harry's. Harry's founders themselves, they were tired of paying up for razors that were overpriced and over-designed. So we have a deal for you. Go to harrys.com/game right now. Get a $13 value trial set that comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave, with a weighted ergonomic handle, 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and trimmer blade, rich lathering shave gel, travel blade cover, and remember, you can get your trial set by going to harrys.com/game. Rick Tittle, 2 thumbs up for Harry's. They bought a world-class blade factory in Germany for just this purpose. harrys.com/game.
Do you have a problem hearing the television? Do you need to crank up the volume so loud your family is screaming at you? Then put on your TV ears. TV Ears has helped millions of people just like you hear TV loud and clear without cranking up the volume. For about $60 with a 30-day free trial, you can get your own set of TV Ears. When you wear TV Ears, you can mute the TV volume for private listening or let others watch TV with you. Order in the next 10 minutes and take us up on our 30-day home trial and very special price. TV Ears is a brand hearing professionals have trusted for more than 20 years. And through this special radio offer, you can get your very own for just $60. Just mention promo code RADIO. So put on your TV ears and make everyone happy. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. That's 800-984-4207.
Having fun together adds up, and so do the savings at Kohl's, with an extra 15% off. Save on family fun matching graphic tees, just $7.64 and $8.49. Hit the beach with women's flip-flops, and new beach towels, each just $11.04. Plus, take 25% off select Adidas and Converse. Plus, get Kohl's Cash, Friday through Sunday at Kohl's. Select styles, 15% offer valid May 13th through 19th with promo code SAVENOW. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
Who's done it? We have a new heavyweight champion in the world. Right there, rocked him. Set to go. Domi and Queen. Punches there by Ed. Oh, head kick. Queen's pace is relentless. 45. Again, the head kick and the takedown. Maynard. And Edgar putting on a show. Outstanding. Wow. Amazing that Frankie Edgar was able to recover from that at all. And he's got Maynard.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
The Horns of the Mighty, Tower of Power, bringing us back from the break. Check them out, towerofpower.com. 50 years of funk, baby. The East Bay Soul, Godfathers of Soul, no doubt about that, from Oakland, California. Towerofpower.com. Straight up, we're talking MMA. Of course, that means the UFC primarily. And I don't know, I'm perplexed on where I start here because there's a lot of subjects I want to touch on as far as the UFC is concerned. First of all, let's talk about the fact they had a card last week in Brazil and they sacrificed Rose Namajunas. Of course, she beat like Valentina Shevchenko not once but twice. And of course, Shevchenko was considered the best fighter ever at the strawweight division. She beat her twice, and they sent her down to Brazil as sort of like a punishment to fight Jessica Andrade. And she won the first round, but she got slammed in the second round and got KO'd. Of course, bottom line is Jessica Andrade was supposed to win that fight. What I'm trying to say is that Rose was never given an easy fight. It was like she upset Dana White's plans. So they just threw her in one death match after another. And eventually when they throw you in death match after death match after death match, you're going to die. I mean, even in professional wrestling, when the death matches were fake, once in a while, Bruno Sammartino would lose on a rare occasion. Okay. It's going to happen. So what I'm trying to tell you is, Rose was destined to lose eventually. The odds, you get caught. There's too many ways to win or lose in the world of mixed martial arts cage fighting. You get kicked, you get choked, you can get stomped on. There's 1,000 different ways. Points, disqualification. I keep going and going. There's always a draw. But there's different ways to win, lose, or have the fight called even. Maybe a technical draw. At the end of the day, you're not long for this sport. The longevity is not something that's there. The longest reigning heavyweight champion, I believe, was Stipe Miocic, and he defended the belt, I think, 2 or 3 times max, and then he lost. Of course, speaking of Stipe Miocic, we'll get to that in a little bit, but he's challenging Daniel Cormier, the man that took the heavyweight championship away from him, the former light heavyweight champion. He's challenging him in an upcoming UFC card, and I'll talk about that in depth because the UFC doesn't have Brock Lesnar. That is the magic drawing card in my mind. Anyway, back to the UFC throwing these guys in over their heads. Not over their heads, but in death match after death match. You have to have easy fights here and there. You can't be put in death match after death match because it's not only good, not good it removes any chance of having a legacy. It removes any chance of going unbeaten for an extended period of time. It just does, unless you're an absolute freak of nature, okay? Because you're going to have a bad night here or there. It's going to happen, okay? It's going to happen. And Rose Namajunas, she had a bad night against Jessica Andrade. Now, of course, Jessica Andrade, considered one of these stars in the UFC. She's from Brazil. She's got the goods. She's a real deal, no doubt about that. But since Rose had beaten that other girl not once but twice and upset her not once but twice, I think Rose deserved to have a fight in between. Instead, they threw Rose to the lions, per se, and the lion was Jessica Andrade. Speaking of lions, getting fed to the lions, Anderson Silva was knocked out with a leg injury, a TKO, 4:47 into round number 1. Anderson Silva, the former Spider. Actually, he's a Spider, but he's got no venom left. Anyway, Jared Connor was the winner there in that middleweight non-title fight at 185 pounds. Wow, this was a big one. Alexander Volkanovski, and I can say his name. Volkanovski. I can say his name pretty good there, huh? Anyway, he defeated Scarface. Jose Aldo, another Brazilian legend, getting beat up on this card. Unanimous nod across the board, 3-0 as far as the scorecards were concerned. 30-27 points. At the end of the day, maybe Jose, don't call him Jose, call him Jose. And maybe it's time for him to hang him up. I said that a long time ago. Of course, him making 145. It was rumored this week. Actually, it wasn't rumored. Conor McGregor, the erstwhile UFC fighter, call him what you want, the guy that's making whiskey. Anyway, he said for a second there that on his YouTube or Instagram or something like that, social media, that Jose Aldo was on the sauce. Well, when somebody's on the sauce, that means that, they're on steroids. So that's what he was implying. He took the post down after a short amount of time, but he did put that up there. Anyway, Jose Aldo losing, and Jose just probably go get a day job if he can. Got that scar face, you know how he got that scar on his face, right? He fell on a barbecue grill when he was a kid. Yikes. Scarface. Medium rare. Anyway, welterweight bout on the card. Loreno Strapali beat Thiago Alves. Thiago Alves, of course, UFC veteran, 30-27 across the board. That was the main card. As far as the UFC ESPN card is concerned, one of the Nogs lost a KO in the first round. Antonio Rogero Nogueira knocked out in the light heavyweight bout by Ryan Spann. That was 2 minutes and 7 seconds into the very first round. Not a whole lot on that card, except for Clay Guida did beat BJ Penn in a battle of guys that are older than dirt. I mean, they really are. I mean, they were at the Last Supper with Jesus. I kid you not. Both B.J. Penn and Clay Guida. B.J. Penn, former lightweight champion, says he won't quit until he gets the title back. Title of what? Title of what? Please, man, go away. You're going to get hurt. And, this is not good because he doesn't look all that and sound all that great as it is as far as his cognitive skills are concerned and being able to relate to people talking back and forth. So what am I trying to say? Maybe BJ's had better days. Now, I will move on to, of course, tonight's fights before I get to the commentary, and I'm going to get to some commentary on this. Tonight's fights, of course, on ESPN Plus, the app. Rafael Dos Anjos, former lightweight champion, now fighting at 170. Lightweight was 155. This is 170 pounds. A welterweight bout against Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee's out of Detroit. Kevin Lee's got that Detroit attitude. Kevin Lee is in a good fight here. Rafael Dos Anjos and Kevin Lee toss a coin. I don't know who's going to win here. Anyway, Antonio Carlos Jr., and that's his name, Jr., in the middleweight bout against Ian Heinch. That's at 185 pounds. A women's featherweight bout on the count. Megan Anderson taking on Felicia Spencer. Of course, that's on ESPN Plus. Check out the time as far as the UFC is concerned. Of course, coming to you live, baby, from Rochester, New York, in the Blue Cross Arena. So the people up there in Rochester get their share of UFC and the MMA. Now, back to the UFC. They didn't sign Brock Lesnar. They wanted to sign Brock Lesnar. This was a super fight. They wanted Brock Lesnar and Daniel Cormier for the World Heavyweight Championship. They wanted that to go down. Of course, Brock Lesnar doing steroid testing for a while there because I think he had to test clean for like 8 months or 6 months, whatever the period of time was. He was prepared to do it, and then the negotiations fell apart. And when I say negotiations fell apart, they fell apart, and the UFC doesn't give it. They don't care. They can care less. They aren't concerned with these super events anymore. They've got their nut. They've got their money. ESPN Plus is giving them enough money now. The pay-per-view revenues, of course, somebody told me that one of the pay-per-view cards of late only did, get this, 70,000 homes. 70,000 homes. The one with Kelvin Gastelum. 70,000 homes. Holy cow. Or the Holloway Poirier card, they did under 100,000 homes. I mean, that's not good as far as pay-per-view is concerned. Now, that means the UFC is phasing out pay-per-view and pay-per-views around just for those stragglers that probably won't grab the network or their channel or their app or that kind of good stuff, or the ESPN Plus app. Listen, ESPN Plus right now costs $5 a month. Best deal in all of the world of sports, in my mind. Of course, DAZN, $20 a month. Big price difference, a whole lot more boxing on DAZN. Or is there? We'll get into that debate with Johnny Sig on tomorrow's show, right? Johnny Signorella appearing on the Sunday edition of Ring Talk Live Worldwide, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, right here on the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, of course, Channel 211, the Dan Patrick Channel. Want to hype that, man, because Dan Patrick was just so cool to be around in Vegas, like at the Tyson fights and the De La Hoya fights in the 90s. He was just a cool dude to be around. Not like some of those other, guys that are in the upper echelons of the media or football players, former football players like those Denver Bronco guys that used to go to the games and get all drunk and act like a fool. One guy wanted to push down the stairs. I didn't do it, but I wanted to. Won't mention his name. Will I? No, I won't mention his name, but I wanted to. I mean, he was just an absolute turd, treating some fan like dog doo-doo. But that is the exceptions rule, because most time, of course, when athletes come in contact with people, they're very pleasant, right? Anyway, back to the UFC. They were unable to sign Brock Lesnar, so Brock Lesnar is out. So now Stipe Miocic, former UFC heavyweight champion, the man that lost to Daniel Cormier in a bit of an upset. Now it's Cormier and Miocic in the rematch. Now that has about as much draw to it as, what can I say, maybe watching grass grow. Nobody wants to see that again. They want to see Cormier and Jones, or John Jones, or Cormier and Brock Lesnar. That's the only two fights they want to see. In fact, what's killing me is that up until like a month ago, all I heard Daniel Cormier say was, I only got 2 or 3 fights left, and one of them was with Daniel, one of them was with Brock Lesnar, and one was with John Jones. I didn't hear him mention there's any of the fights, so what's up? So now he's got to fight Stipe Miocic again, or he's going to fight Stipe Miocic again, and more power to him, but it's not a fight that's compelling. It's going to go down at the Honda Center August 17th, of course, 2019, in Anaheim, California, at the Honda Center. It's not a compelling match. It's going to be on pay-per-view. They're going to push these people to buy pay-per-view for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I think what they're doing is, since they weren't able to sign Brock Lesnar, they've demeaned the heavyweight championship. And why is that? Because you want the very best guys and the biggest draws and the biggest attractions fighting for the title. And Lesnar's not going to be fighting for the title. This is not going to happen, okay? Lesnar, it was all about money. The UFC is not wanting to give in the money anymore, and they don't have to. That's why they're able to force Rose Namajunas, coming off 2 tough fights in a row, they forced her to go to Brazil and take a 3rd tough fight. In other words, if we didn't get you killed the first 2 times, we're going to get you killed the 3rd time. And that's what happened. Okay, it's sort of like a planned event at the UFC. They're getting their guys knocked off unless they're special, like Conor McGregor, something like that. They're going to do him a few favors, okay? But outside of that, they're not doing a whole lot of guys favors at the UFC. They're not doing it. They put them in death match after death match, and I keep saying this, okay? Careers, longevity, physical well-being, mental well-being, financial well-being, all this is put at risk by the matchmaking the UFC is putting in place. And this death match matchmaking, the lion against the lion each time out, what can I say? It may be compelling for the people in the UFC, but it's really not compelling for fight fans because you really can't build a legacy around, you can't build a following around a fighter because he gets drilled. Nobody hangs around a loser. I remember Don King said that to me one time. Don King, I said, Don, you went to Africa, you went to Jamaica with Joe Frazier, and Joe got knocked out by George Foreman, and then you left with George Foreman. I said, what's up with that? He goes, who wants to hang around with a loser? It's depressing. He's got a point there, okay? He's got a point there. But the UFC keeps bringing these guys back, and these guys lose, and they bring them back, and they lose, and they don't care about them. That is, after look at their records. For the most part, these guys, unless they competed in other mixed martial arts sanctioning groups, in other words, governing bodies, in other words, like Bellator or some of the other ones, they haven't got too many fights. They don't. And because of that, you can't get the legacy. Now, Daniel Cormier, give him props. The only fight he's lost has been to John Jones, and he upset Stiff Miocic. But that doesn't put him in the superstar mindset of me being the fan. In other words, yeah, I think it's cool that he's heavyweight champion, but do I really want to see him fight Stiff Miocic again? No, I don't. I want to see him fight Brock Lesnar. I want to see the best fights, but I also want to see fighters get protected to an extent. It's got to happen, because if you don't protect fighters to an extent, you end up guys being punch drunk, being broke. See, broke and punch drunk, and punch drunk with some money, and maybe there's an advantage to that, but punch drunk and broke, that's just not cool. And I think that's what's happening to a lot of fighters. Speaking of a lot of fighters, got to give Michael Page some props, huh? Talked all kinds of smack until he got knocked out a couple weeks ago. Michael Page, the Venom, that's what they were calling him. See, you don't know what's going to happen in MMA. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you need to get paid for each and every fight as much as you can. Big time money. Because if you don't make the big time money, guess what? You're a loser, your career's over, and then you're trying to spell MMA. MMA. Okay. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. You got my point, right? They're using fighters. I mean, listen, the UFC are, if this was prostitution, they would be pimps. You're tuned to the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
I'm going to go home, hang out with my wife, my dogs, get the babies set up, and then we'll figure it out from there. I'm just tired right now, so I go home and hang out and
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com, that's MYEVOZ.com, to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now, so please save money and call now.
800-470-7113, 800-470-7113, 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Now, more Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
The WBC heavyweight title holder, of course, I'm talking about Deontay Wilder out of Mobile, Alabama, the boxing mecca that it is. Of course, a man that can draw about 8,000 people on his own, maybe 10,000 people. I'm talking about in Mobile or like someplace in Alabama. He's not a big draw, but he talks a good game. And he's got that WBC belt. And, of course, right now the fight we want to see is not he and Dominic Breazeale. We don't want to see him fight Tyson Fury. The bottom line is Tyson Fury is a man, no doubt about that. The uncrowned world heavyweight champion. He was the linear world heavyweight champion before the cocaine problem, before he got fat, before he gained 150 pounds, but he lost most of it. He's in great shape now, and I think that Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world as I speak. In fact, the match between he and Anthony Joshua is a super fight. Of course, that would take place probably in the UK and in front of 90,000 people in Cardiff, Wales, or Wembley Stadium or something like that. And who in the United States can draw that kind of, let's be honest. Can Wilder draw 90,000 people? Wilder couldn't draw 90,000 people nowhere. He couldn't draw 90,000 people if the tickets were free. Sorry, he just couldn't do it. But these guys from the UK are the big tickets, though. So if Deontay Wilder does win in this heavyweight series and move on and beats Tyson Fury to fight Joshua, he's going to have to go across the pond. But does he beat Tyson Fury? I just don't think so. The UFC rock and roll tonight, of course. Check out ESPN, ESPN Plus as far as that card is concerned. Boxing on Showtime, boxing on DAZN. Lots of combat sports as far as the weekend is concerned. Of course, this is Saturday, May 18th, 2019. My name is Pedro Fernandez. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. 35 plus years now, often imitated but never duplicated. Don't forget, the Sunday edition, produced by the great Scott Cuddy, will feature the Godfather, retired HBO Godfather Larry Merchant will be in the house. Johnny Signorello will be in the house. We'll have the results both from the UFC and, of course, the world of boxing. We'll have the WBO update. That's right, the World Boxing Organization. Don't forget, they are our sponsors. Check them out, WBOboxing.com. Until next time, peace, love, and lots of respect. Thanks for listening to Ring Talk.
USA Radio News with Rick Vincent. With many more states considering bills to follow Alabama and Georgia in passing strict abortion bans, Planned Parenthood President Dr. Leanna Wen says women have the right to be upset.
Women in this country are paying attention. We are outraged. We know who is standing up for us and our health care and who wants to take away our rights.
And Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders says conservatives and the religious right have launched a war on abortion rights.
Right now, all across the station, there is a well-funded attack coordinated by right-wing extremists to deny women the right to control their own bodies and their own futures.
Within the next week or so, Missouri's governor plans to sign a bill restricting abortions after 8 weeks of pregnancy. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Blue Star medicated ointment works fast to relieve the pain and itch of almost any skin irritation.
It's amazing. It's like as soon as you put it on, you can feel it working. We've had Blue Star in the family for years. It works on everything.
I love the cooling sensation on my athlete's foot.
What a relief for my eczema.
Nothing worked on my dry, cracked skin until I tried Blue Star.
Blue Star is great for scalp itch.
Look for the white box with the Blue Star in the first aid section. Feel Blue Star work fast, or your money back.
At Indeed, we believe a resume is a great way to see an overview of a candidate. But you're not hiring a resume, you're hiring a person. That's why Indeed offers tools that help bridge the gap between a candidate and the resume. Like skill tests, which let you actually see a candidate's abilities in action to make sure they're a good fit for the job. See beyond the resume with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
The threat of severe storms will spread across a vast area today, including Texas to southern Minnesota. The greatest threats will be across central to northern Texas, toward Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. There have been as many as 34 tornado reports since Friday morning across the central U.S., including Kansas, Nebraska, and Texas. President Donald Trump addressed the National Association of Realtors meeting in Washington. There he criticized the Democrats running for president, but only so much.
But I don't want to hit it too hard. I want to save it for the election because I don't want them to change. I don't want them to have time to pivot. I want them to go with this stuff.
U.S. drug czar James Carroll is preparing to travel to China later this year to check on whether the government there is keeping its promise to crack down on fentanyl production and trafficking. Carroll tells Fox News.
Almost all the drugs that are killing Americans are coming in from overseas. They're either coming in from China or they're going from China to Mexico.
China recently announced that beginning this month it would regulate all fentanyl-related drugs as a class of controlled substances. This is USA Radio News.
America's built and based on liberties and freedoms. Liberty HealthShare brings that to healthcare. The liberty of choosing your own doctor. The liberty of choosing your own hospital. Liberty HealthShare makes healthcare affordable to millions of Americans. Ignite your liberty. Sharing plans starting at $199 for a single, $399 for a couple, and no matter how big the family, only $529. That's $529 for the entire family. To learn how you can save, go to lightyourliberty.com. That's lightyourliberty.com.
President Donald Trump has a new trade deal in the works. USA's Wendy King has more.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Canada stayed strong by waiting for a full lift of U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum. That happened, and now he says they're working on a new NAFTA.
These continued tariffs on steel and aluminum and our countermeasures represented significant barriers to moving forward with the new NAFTA agreement. Now that we've had a full lift on these tariffs, we are going to work with the United States on timing for ratification.
Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, a Republican and strong supporter of President Trump, is unhappy with the U.S. Border Patrol's plan to send more than 1,000 illegal migrants and asylum seekers to two largely Democratic counties in his state.
The legislature, at my urging, passed a bill